Hello, healthcare enthusiasts, and welcome back to The Cure. We are at day 3 of WHX Lagos, and we are sitting with Professor Oluyemi Akinloye, the director of the Center for Genomics of Non-Communicable Diseases and Personalized Healthcare. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Professor Akinloye.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I had so many questions prepared, but you gave such an amazing keynote that I had to actually write all new questions. So it's only the new questions I'm going to be asking you. My first question is, you shared a very powerful example in your keynotes. You said that a small 7-patient study that you ran across Nigeria and Tanzania for patients with a very aggressive form of leukemia, acute myeloid leukemia, turned up mutations and splicing variants that weren't represented in the existing global library of the genomics for that disease.
Yep.
And Illumina is now customizing their library based on your team's findings.
Yeah.
I would love to understand, what does this mean for the Nigerian patients to be able to have their genomic data set now being included in the library? And how can we proliferate this model for NCDs as a whole? How can we continue to foster these types of partnerships?
Yeah, Illumina biotechnology company is a very versatile biotechnology company. They, over the years, have customized library, especially for oncology diagnosis. Some of their library are currently being used all over in most places of the world. But from the pilot study that we did, we found out that some of the genes that were that some of the mutations that we identify, some of the spices are not included in the common libraries that are available. It is nothing special for Illumina. They can always customize library based on your gene of interest. So what we did, what I did in Canada, not in Nigeria, was to have a discussion with them and to share our data with them and to tell them that some of these genes that we have identify, some of these mutations that we identify, but we want to put them into their cocktail.
Yeah.
So that we can then use it for a larger study. And they were excited to do that. They are willing to do that.
Yeah.
The question is funding. We are looking for grant, but at the same time, like I told you, Illumina is a very research friendly. They are immediately considering giving us support to be able to run the first 20 patients. And then, but we actually want to extend beyond that. But we will take that advantage and see what we can do with what they are offering us.
Yeah. And what does it mean for the Nigerian patients?
Yeah, what it means for the Nigerian patients is that, just like I give you an example with acute myeloid leukemia. In Europe right now, it's integrated into the routine healthcare.
Yeah.
And genome sequences are done on almost every patient with acute myeloid leukemia. And because they already have a library, they already have a cocktail that is flagged with the common mutations in their environment, the pharmaceutical company can then immediately produce a targeted, precise, what we call precision medicine for the patient care. And like I said, in Germany right now, close to 85% success rate is what they have. What it means for Nigeria is that we'll be able to produce a similar cocktail from our own patients. So that when our patient comes in, we can immediately run new genome sequencing on those patients with genes that we have already identified over time that are flagged in those patients, and that we know that they have therapeutic promising, so that they can then, we can then partner with pharmacological industry that within a very short time, when those panel of genes are discovered in our patient, they can then customize a targeted therapy for the care. What means that there is going to be a better treatment for cancer in Africa. That's what. That's the implication.
And that's amazing, because you also mentioned that some of the examples in AML, for example, the immunotherapies in cancer that are being used can cost over 2.5 million naira per week. And these are even immunotherapy products that were studied on a vastly Caucasian or Western audience. So this not only does it make the data more accurate to Africans and the treatment more successful.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how do we then bridge that gap of the cost of the treatment?
Well, we need to, just like we have been discussing, we need an active partnership with industries to be able to customize some of this innovation into our peculiar population. Immunotherapy, for example, most of those therapies are, most of those antibodies that were used to develop those medications were produced in Caucasian. Our antibody response in Africa is a little bit different because it's well challenged. We are in the tropics, where there are infection all the time. So we do not have that simple immune responses like they have in Caucasian environments. So most of those immunotherapy that were designed with that population are really not working for our patients. And I actually do not expect them to work. Some few people are lucky, but majority of people are not responding to the therapy in African Asian ancestry population. The implication is that we need to customize our own immunotherapy drug for specific cancer generated from our population. And that is what should be our focus. That is cost intensive. That is also facility intensive. It is only possible with public-private partnership, collaboration between the industry, the government, and especially the university and the research center that are going to initiate the foundation and produce the initial data for the purpose of this pharmacogenomics that we are talking about.
And you mentioned partnerships. The landscape of our pharmaceutical industry is very interesting because maybe between 70 to 80%, perhaps even higher, of the drugs are imported. And we don't even create, for the vast majority, our own APIs. Now, I want to understand from your perspective, because you're more upstream in the development of pharmaceuticals, what do you need to see downstream, especially from the industry, to really make this possible?
Again, partnership. Generating the basic data that is needed to customize and to develop those cocktail of medications. Now we have in health system, and I'm not just saying this to praise the Pharmacist Society of Nigeria. In health system, pharmacy is one area that have been underutilized, despite the level of knowledge and intelligence that they are. And I believe that a good number of pharmacies are now moving into biotechnology. They are now moving to research. And that is good for Nigeria. Because then they would be able to there are so many possibilities for drug development when we have the basic genomic data. The level where we are now that we should be aggressive about is generating this data. We do not even have the normal genetic expression of our normal healthy society. In the Center for Genomics, we are currently putting together a team of collaboration with Europe, North America, to be able to do a 10,000 genome sequencing for Africa. And this is just targeting population genomics. If we have an understanding of how our genome behave under normal circumstances, it will be easier to do intervention when there are deviation from those normalcy.
You have a baseline.
You have a baseline data. And those baseline data are essential. And that is why most people are missing it, because the interest is on pathology. The interest is on diseases. How do we solve the problem? But for you to be able to address genomic problem, you must have an understanding of normal genome profiling of that population. You must also be able to understand how siblings genome relate with the deviation that you are seeing in the patient for you to be able to give an intervention to those patients. So for personalized medicine, we need precision diagnosis. You need data. There is no doubt about it. And generating data is where the challenges are. Because it's expensive, it's cost intensive. It also requires special skill. It requires special skill. But I want to believe with partnership, the collaboration that is ongoing with our center and so many other people in the world. We are so happy in the center because what we are talking here, what we are discussing here, we can do everything in the center. So we don't need to take it outside anywhere in the world. We can do the expression, we can do the sequencing. What we are doing in the center, the setup that we have is virtually what you will see in any developed country. And we also have a lot of graduate students that are very inquisitive. In fact, I am amazed at the inquisitiveness of the Gen Z generation, because all I hear about them is the negative thing all the time. But these are a fantastic generation. All you need to do is to give them the opportunity. All you need to give them is to give them challenges. They love digital interface. They love phone. So make use of what they love. And that's what we are doing in the center. We are doing a lot of data mining, data acquisition, like some of the things I've just presented, where we mine image data from North America. These are well-classified image data. Even though we have to pay to be able to access those data. Now we have enough data to be able to teach the machine learning and use artificial intelligence to be able to detect variation in those slides. And then we then need to customize them with our own local samples. And that is where the challenge is. Because to be able to get patient sample requires a lot of collaboration. There are lack of trust among the health professionals. There are all kind of funny things that is not there in America, that is not there in North America. But I think we will overcome at the end of the day. The AI machine learning prostate cancer project that we are doing is together with pathologists, with urologists, with physicians, and we have engineers in the team. We have mathematicians in the team. We have somebody that all her life she's been doing artificial intelligence. My job as a director is to coordinate the effort, and we are having an amazing result.
And during your talk, just to touch on this AI point, you said something very exciting. You said that through cloud-based pathology and machine learning assisted tools, that your team has been able to look at, I think it was in the prostate cancer study, a prostate cancer slide across people in Canada, people in Nigeria, even people in Kenya. And with all this new technology, you're able to do all of that in real time and work across borders. Could this be, in your opinion, could this be the pathway to expand our local capabilities by leveraging learnings from the global environment, because we're able to work like that with technology in real time? Given we're in a resource limited setting, could this help us progress our capabilities?
You see, when we talk about resource limited society, sometimes we exaggerate it. Because some of the things we are talking about here is not so intensive. If you are talking of telepathology, for example, what you need is a good server and a nice computer. You don't need, in fact, it's cheaper because you don't need 100 microscope. You need a good microscope. And if you have a super resolution microscope that is compliant with what they have in other parts of the world, you can network it with other parts of the world. And the advantage then is that it makes the work of the local physicians and the pathologists here easy. Because while you are looking at the slide, other people in different parts of the world are also looking at the same slide. And you are able to synchronize your decision on that. So it's not just one person's decision. So the human error is almost eliminated. Because if you are looking at a pathological slide, like an HNE slide somewhere in where I interface, for example, in LUT, and you have the slide in your microscope is connected to your computer, and there is a telepathology interface, and somebody is looking at the same. Not in North America, most of the time what they do is that they have a pathology reading room, where you have pathologists coming in and out, about 5 of them at a time, and the slide is projected. Everybody has it in front of them. You also have it at your hand. And then you conclude on diagnosis. It is a more precise diagnosis. And you know what we are beginning to notice from that effort is that some of the single cells that we do not see as important, because most of the time when you are looking at solid tumor or liquid tumor, for example, most of the time if you are looking at AML slide, for example, you are just looking at the lymphocytes, you are looking at the shape of those lymphocytes, but there are some fragmented slides cells that were not of interest to us before.
Yeah.
But with the power of AI, when you have an algorithm with multiple imaging, AI is able to identify that these particles are only available in this cluster of patients. It's not available in normal.
Yeah.
Which you can never recognize with just eye imaging system.
Yeah.
And that is the advantage of what you are talking about.
Yeah.
So it's not big equipment per se.
Yeah.
It's not big equipment per se. But you know, I must say that probably one thing that is going to be a challenge is that in this part of the world, you will see we personalize our practices. So people may feel that you are encroaching in the area of specialty. Meanwhile, it is giving them an opportunity to do the work better.
Yeah.
And I think just like one of the panelists says, we all need to work together to reset our thinking.
Yeah.
Our thinking, we need to reset our thinking. We must get rid of selfishness. We must get rid of benefit first and let the humanity come before all that.
Yeah.
Money will come. Recognition will come.
Yeah.
But humanity first. How do we impact our own society?
Yeah.
Now, if they have 85% success rate in the treatment of AML in Germany, for example, and it's still 0% in Africa, in Nigeria, that is a bad news.
Yeah.
And we should not be comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So whatever it takes for us to collaborate, whatever it takes for us to partner, especially with current innovation and technology that is going on, we should take advantage of it.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much,
Thank
Professor.
you very
This
much.
was so illuminating. Again, your keynote speech, I really hope they recorded it so that we can put it up everywhere. But very, very insightful. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.